Okay, let's get started. Last time we talk about game, we have a chart like this. We had this figure, right? So Python basically is on the server side. Okay, Python usually is on the server side, and server actually is the home. Actually, is the Google.com, those kind of server, right? And JavaScript usually is on the client side, but recently JavaScript have already expanded to the server side as well. Okay, so basically, when we do programming in the old day, we only need to program for computer, right? And then this later we start to have desktop program, and then we have cell phone app, right? Then we would also have iPad, a lot of different devices, right? Okay, and then these are actually programming on the desktop, and then we also have the server side programming. Okay, so Python mainly focus on desktop server. Okay, JavaScript focus on iPhone, iPad, those mobile device. Okay, so we are continuing doing this, and then this week we will be working on this one. Okay, and next week we will focus on the Python coding back. Okay, and after that, after the August 7th, I come back from Southern California. I will start to teach JavaScript will be on the client side. Okay, so far we are still working on the server side. So if you look at the programming language, you say the most popular programming language. You will see those popularity of the programming language. And what I want to see is this chart, okay, this chart. So you see the number one is Python. Most language, the language that most used by college right now, the first language used by college right now, actually is Python. Number two, Java. Number three, four, C++, right? R language not important. R language actually is a statistic package. And then next one is JavaScript. So I recommend students who go to UCCS major to have top 4 language to pick, okay? And here this one, you see Earth, right? That actually is a web, web design, okay? That's web design. But that is a server side, a server side. So if you see a cell phone, that is, okay? These are app design, cell phone app design, okay? Java is important for app design because the Android system is using it, okay? Android Studio is based on Java. Okay, and the third one you see here, it actually is a monitor. Those are desktop design. Desktop design means that your computer game actually designed by it, okay? And the last one, this one, like a wheel, that actually is the engineering design. So basically, you use to design some hardware controller. So that Python, C++, mainly for that. Is that okay? So this chart tells you where the language goes. So let me copy it, put onto the group here, okay? That tell you where the language goes and why are we studying so many languages right now, okay? So we are working on the server side, and today we will be working on the database, okay? So today we are going to work on the database. So what is database? What is database, okay? Today we are going to talk about DB browser for SQLite, okay? Some people call it SQLite, okay? Some people call it SQLite. Some people call it SQLite. There is no standard name, okay? But let's look at the original name SQL, right? SQL, some people call it SQL, but some people pronounce it as a SQL, right? SQL language. So if you hear some people say SQL language, that's this SQL. And it's almost the de facto standard for database. right now. Okay, even though some company invented new standard. So if you look at MongoDB, okay, MongoDB actually is very popular. That is not traditional SQL. So you will check the MDB, okay? I'm checking this every day because I put a lot of money in here. This MongoDB actually is crazy stuff, starting from here, go over here, okay? So this is a new database, non-relational database, okay? Non-relational database. But what we talk about here, the SQL, SQL are relational database, the so-called relational database. Relational database, to be short, is table-driven database. Okay, table-driven. We use a lot of table to design the database. Okay, so simple one like Excel, you can look at Excel. It actually is a tiny database, and SQL is more powerful, so we call it relational database. And MongoDB is not relational database. It's not relational database. So it's good for storing video, audio, all kind of multimedia database. So MongoDB has that advantage because it's not really relational database. But now we just study the relational data, table-driven database. Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
Yeah, no question. So MongoDB. If you look at the MongoDB, website, it will tell you what they have, okay? I'm sorry, I cannot find the page. Anyway, okay, so today we are going to study the relational database. So first one, let's get this one, DB browser for SQLite, okay? Everybody please download this one, okay? So what you need to do is go to this SQLite browser.org. Okay, this one. Let me actually copy this one. Wait. I can copy. Let me see. Let me find the website and copy from it. Okay, so please try to get this database browser. Okay, I put on the chat. Okay, I put the link on the chat. Please find this one, SQLbrowser.org. Okay, we need this tool to work. Okay, and I want you to exercise on it. So please go here and then click download. And then most of you, I think it should be this one, standard installer for 64-bit Windows. This one, the third one. Okay. Any question? Any question? Can you download this one, everybody? So I downloaded and I shall see here database browser. Like after you download and install, you should have this. Okay. You should see something like this. So let me see. Can everybody install this one?
Where on the site are you?
The website I put on the chat.
Yeah. What did you click to get to the download page?
It's just this SQLbrowser.org. SQLite browser, browser.org. So let me pass to the group site as well. Okay. So here, this one, the link over here is okay. Click that one. You should go to the SQLbrowser.org. Okay. SQLite. The reason why it's called SQLite is because it doesn't need a server. Okay. Normally you need a server. So if you need a server, you need to bring up some more headache in order to run it. Okay. And this SQLite, you don't need a server. And if you need a server, usually we would do local host. So this is my local host. Okay. This is my local host. And local host, if you install your own server on your computer, you would be able to run the local host. I do turn on the local host, so I'm not sure. Yeah, you should turn on the local host. You should see something like this. But we don't need this here for SQLite, okay? Okay. Okay, so Albert, are you able to download and install it?
It's installing like right now.
Okay, how about Amber? Are you okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how about Jessica? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, how about Ophelia?
It's still downloading. It's a little bit slow.
It's slow, okay?
Yeah, it says opening in 9 minutes.
Okay. Slowly download it, okay? So now, assuming that we have this one, okay? Assuming that we have this one, so later I'll check everybody, okay? So now we can create a new database. Okay, so this new database, so here actually I want to store it somewhere. So let me store it in the local directory here. Let's go to this one, CFP. So let me put it over here, okay? So I put into PyCharm. Here I create chapter 12, okay? That's an example. Okay, so here let's create this one and let me put it over here, okay? So the name that's called, I would like to use an example, so that I will call it baseball.db. Here it has .db.sqlite.sqlite3.db3. I choose DB, it's easier, okay? It's a database name called .db. So let's create it, okay? And after I create the database, it will come out with a table. So here I will create team, okay? So I create a table called team. And then after I create a team, I'm going to add a few data fields. So I add a data field. So here I would say name, okay? So name, I'm sorry, here I will use the first one, I will do ID. ID is an integer, so it's NaNu. NN is NaNu. Primary key, yes. Actually, this one unique, yes. Auto increment, yes. Auto increment means that just like in the circle class, usually I say the number of circles will be increased, okay? That are auto increasing, okay? Hi, Ryan, are you okay? Hi, Ryan, are you okay?
Yeah.
Can you download this one, the DB browser?
Yeah, I just restarted my computer to do it.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Please download it, okay? So right now I'm trying to show how to create a database, okay? So let me try again. So I click OK over here, okay? So let's try again. So you create a new database and it will pop out with a page design, okay? So I create a table, this table here, and I'm going to multiply table now. So multiply table. So I have this one starting with the ID. So primary key, you can only allow one, okay? So the ID I create name here, I would like to choose text. Okay, so that there was the main text. And the next one I have year. Year I use integer. Okay, so these three data fields are good enough to create a table. So I click OK. So I create a table. And then after that, here I say save project. Okay, save project was saved to layer. There's a DB project. I save yes. The other one I want to have is here. I actually right here. I have the table, right? I have the table. So here I'm going to browse data. Okay, browse data. So here the data is team. So right here I click plus. Okay, ID is 1. And here I can pull a little bit longer for the data field. Okay, ID I don't need it. ID just number. Then let me pull it a little bit longer. Okay, year. Okay, here. So let me see. I actually need to have that. Here's say Major League Baseball team years. Okay, let me try to bring this up. Okay, Major League Baseball. So we have Major League Baseball. That's why it is the team information. Okay. Okay, good. We have the team information. So let's try Yankees. Okay, so Yankees is Yankees star 1901. Okay, so Yankees 1901. Yankees. So here the year 1901. Okay, so that's a database entry. So here I click another. I'm going to actually do second one. I won't do too many because it takes a lot of time. So second one, let's try Red Sox. Okay, so Red Sox here is 1901 Red Sox. Okay, so Red Sox. $19.01. Okay. Third one, I think we need to key in our. I made a mistake. Okay. It's 1901. Third one, we would like to actually create our San Francisco Giants. Okay. So San Francisco Giants. The year, let's see, Giant is National League West. Okay. National League West. Giants is 1883. Okay, even older than Yankees. And in fact, this Giant team moved from East Coast. Okay, so now I create a table for teams. So here actually these are good. Okay, so here I would like to write changes. Okay, write changes. You write changes to memory. So next one, I'm going to go to my DB, okay, DB structure over here, okay, and I'm going to create another database. Here, that's me create something called prayer, okay, create something called prayer, okay, good. Then I'm going to generate a couple of prayers, so maybe two, okay. So MLP prayers. Let me put it, because for searching, let me use notable prayers, okay. Because we are not going to actually have too many, so let's try to find some famous ones. So here, let's see, we have this one, 100. I don't care about 100. Let me put them. Okay. So number one is Baby Ruth. Yeah, number one is Baby Ruth. So let's try Baby Ruth. Okay. So here, it also need a key, ID. Okay, so PID. Okay, prayer ID. It's non-null. It cannot be null. It's primary key. Auto increment. Auto increment means that it always comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you actually know which ID it is. And then I try to have a name. Okay, this one name, and I put it to be string. Okay, I don't know about other information, so I create just PID and name. So here I say browse data, and now I create, look at the prayer. Okay, so prayer over here, I have PID, I have a name. So basically right here, I create a new data. So number one, I put my Baby Ruth over here. Okay, so as you can see, this one so-called browser, it actually is a data entry, just like your Excel. Okay, just like your Excel. So let me see, here we have Baby Ruth, okay? And then let's try number two, Willie Mayers, okay? Okay, Willie Mays. So let's try this one, create this one, Willie, okay? Really good, okay? Hit return, okay? So one, let's try Barry Bonds, okay? Barry Bonds, I don't think he deserved the third praise because he used drugs, so basically I don't think he deserved this spot. He is powerful, but does not actually belong to here. Okay, so I write all the changes, and then here I do export. Okay, export. So here I can do export, and I can do save project. Okay, save project, and then I do export. So export, I actually export database to SQL files. So that's export. Okay. So here I select everything here, okay, and then I do save. So save to the directory is called baseball file. So baseball file, let's save as a baseball, okay. So it's all completed. So let me actually try to find the database SQL from my side. Over here, PyCharm number 12. This is a date. So the one I export to is actually this one. It can be browsed by it can be browsed by editor like this one called bracket. Okay, this bracket actually we will need it in HTML design. Okay, so that's good. Okay, that's good. That's good. We create a two table and then enter a few entry to it. Okay, so that one actually good. So from this database for here, let's do second export. Okay, so export table to CSV. Okay, that one I just export my player. I'm sorry, my team. Okay, my team, and then I say save. So save to, that's a table, right? That's a table. So let's actually save to the same directory. So here I show you how to key in data and how to export the data to disk. Okay, so export completed. Okay, so that team been exported. So now now I export the player as well. So this time player. Okay, and here I do player, comma separated file. Okay, good. They are out, right? They are out there. So I have the player. So let me double click on player. Let me also double click on team. Okay, it takes time, but let me bring it up. Okay, so here you see my Yankee, Red Sox, Giant are here. Okay, and then here we have Baby Ruth, Willie Mays, Barry Bonds. Okay, is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
So how about this? I give you an opportunity to practice. Let's try high school U.S. news. Okay, top. Let's try create top 3 school in the database called school. Is that okay? And I don't let you. I will let you to do it. Okay, I won't help you. So let's put in the school name and the state. Is that okay? Top 3 is good enough. Is that okay? So let me copy this one. Create a database called school.db. Okay. Top 3 schools. Okay, I try to help you guys to have experience, so you must exercise. Okay, and I will actually help. Okay, so it's a little bit like coding that type of practice. And then please have the school ID. Okay, that will be an integer. Okay, integer. Then we would have school name. Okay, that would be text. And third one is actually the state. State, please put in the state code, 2-digit, 2-letter state code. Is that okay? 2-letter state code. And that would be the database I want you to create. A single table, okay, single table, okay. We just want you to exercise something, okay? So you see that actually a lot of data set we get it is in the CSV file, right? And same thing here, we create a database, and that database can be read, can be created to the CSV file. So this DB entry is very important, right? Because the DB browser gives you the chance to enter your data field and create all kind of data DB file, right? JSON file, and you can also create SQL file. Okay, 3 different files. And later today, we are going to process this database by Python. Okay, by Python later today. Okay, so here let's see who volunteered to be the number 1 to show. Anyone? No one? No one to pick Jessica today. Is that okay?
I have no idea how to do this.
You are not ready. How about Ophelia?
Wait, I just downloaded the
Okay.
TV browser.
Every time I start from the elder one and sometimes younger one. So this time I from middle. Okay. Anyway, so how about Ryan? Can you show? Are you ready? Yeah.
For my DB browser, it says that I have to restart my computer to finish installation.
Yeah. After installation, you need to start your computer. So get out and then come in again. Yes. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Get out and come in. It's okay. If you actually finish in the installation, they will need you to restart the computer. Yes. Yeah. 2 names, 3 names is okay. I'm not that picky. We don't need a whole full name. Okay. Just Thomas Jefferson will be good enough. You know what I'm saying? You can pull the window to be wider. You can pull the field to be wider. Right here, you can pull it to be wider. Right here on the boundary here, you can pull it, it will can be go wider. Yeah, that one. On top, the field over here. Yeah, that one. Pull. Yeah. See. Okay? Yeah. Okay, it's okay. Just key in your name. The ID, please don't. Yeah, it's okay. You already enter some numbers. Okay, but usually the ID you just let it auto-generated. Okay. If you set up the auto-generating feature, it will also automatically generate it. Okay. So for any one of you, if you actually finish the installation, it says that you need to reboot the computer. Please reboot and then come in again. Okay. Yeah, good. Take your time, okay? No rush. I'm not rushing you. Take your time, okay? Yeah, Thomas Jefferson's Virginia, VA. Yeah, good. Okay, then save. Save the file. Save project, yes. Save to a certain directory. And then export the database, export the table. Yeah. Choose the right directory, yes. Okay, export the, then export your CSV file, yes. Yeah, good. Okay, then you, after you export those things, please get out to actually, not getting out the database. You go to your directory to use the editor to open those files. You should see those files over there. And then, JSON file, we know how to do JSON file. And then CSV file, we know how to generate the CSV file, right? So that one, double click JSON. Yeah, that's okay. Your editor will bring it up. Yeah, use bracket, good. Yeah, see the database? Is that okay? Good, very good. Anybody want to show? Okay, very good. Thank you. How about Amber? Amber is gone. Okay, how about Selena? Are you okay now?
I just opened the app.
Okay, take your time. How about Amber? Are you done?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. How about Jessica? Are you done?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. How about Ophelia?
No.
Okay. Since you are not done, let me. Okay, I'm sorry. Where is we have Amber? Okay.
Wait, my laptop doesn't have brackets.
Your laptop doesn't have what?
Brackets.
Bracket. Bracket, yeah. You need to install.
Okay.
So to install bracket, everybody need it actually for HTML. Okay. So let's do bracket. You do bracket.io. okay, .io, and you will go to this bracket directly. I must make some mistake, okay. Bracket.io. I think I missed a S, should have a S, brackets. Yeah, it's a bracket S. Download bracket S with S, okay? Is it okay? Okay, what's good about this bracket guide? This bracket guide actually is used for HTML design. So let me actually also show you the feature, okay? So here we have some sort of the where page, okay? And you can actually yeah, is that okay? The HTML that I'm editing actually can be shown on the browser right away. You know what I'm saying? That's the feature of this browser. I mean, this is a bracket guide. So later when we do HTML, it's our BlueJ in JavaScript. Is that okay? The bracket is our BlueJ in JavaScript. Okay. Any question? So just download this guy called bracket.io. Okay. This is very powerful tool for page design. Okay. Anyway, here I think you can take time to construct your database. So we actually bring up and build some database. Okay. So let's continue. And that's good. We actually know how to build some data. Okay. And then you can key in data. You can go to on the row side, distribute a survey sheet and data fill in for you, and then you key into your computer, and you can do a lot of study like that, right? You can do a lot of study like that. And later you can actually create your own Python to do data analysis. So that's the kind of research for usually for social science. Okay, for social science, that's usual way of doing research. Okay. So you have transaction sorted merge, and you will create data. So what's this? Actually is like in the old day, you have bank, right? So bank data always been stored into the computer, right? Computer use this kind of tape to actually save data. And then every day they are bank transaction. You need to enter into the computer, right? So every day there's a transaction card, transaction file. And we use that transaction file during the night to update the computer data. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
We use that to actually update the transaction data. Okay. So that's what people do. So since COBOL day, people already do this. Okay. In the very old day, relational database are built by COBOL. Okay, COBOL language. COBOL language had COBOL database interface. Okay, so at that time they are SQL already. So SQL is a grandpa language. Okay, really old language, developed by IBM. Okay, some sort of super old language. So the grammar is not too hard. It's pretty easy. No OOP, nothing special. Okay, it's just create for table, but it has been using for long times. Okay, and you can do access to the database. Okay, and relations of the database model data and storing row and column in table. So not too hard. Okay, it's just row and column, and then we make query on the database using a query statement. Okay, so there's a database. There's a relation called data. Why we call it relation? Relation, what is relation? Okay, relation is when we do object-oriented programming, we do have what? What are the two relations we talk about in OOP? This one for Ember. What are the relationships we talk about in OOP for two classes?
The is and has the
has a relationship is a relationship, right? So has a relationship at a time we say there is a one-to-one mapping, one-to-m mapping. M-to-1 mapping and multiple-to-multiple mapping. Remember that? That's the kind of the relational database here. Okay. So for example, you create a team database. You have the name Yankee, right? The year, right? So this actually is a relational database, right? And then that's a table. That's a table for team. And then they are player, right? So the player maybe is actually say what? Derek Jeter. Okay, Derek Jeter. Okay, Derek Jeter. And then here it has a Yankee. Okay. So by doing this, actually you can construct a table that has Yankee 2 linked together, and you will see that the year can also be associated with David Jeter. Okay, is that okay? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that actually is what? It's relational database. So relational database, somewhat like matrix, somewhat like, because they are actually what? Column and row. So they are also inner product, outer product. Inner association, outer association, okay? There are something like that. So linear algebra super important, okay? So SQL, inner product, dot product in SQL, see, right? Yeah, there are quite many inner join, outer join, but actually it's product operation. Is that okay? So your data operation mostly like linear algebra. So that's why I always say linear algebra may be more important than calculus. Okay, especially for computer science. Okay, so that are tables, and then we have tuples. Each tuple is a row, so each tuple has a name, has the team. I'm sorry, the name has the year. That's one row. Okay, that's one row. Column is the feature or property. Okay, and then there's attribute. Attribute is your column of your field, data field. Okay, so each row can also be considered to be an object, user object. Okay, and the table can be considered to be a what? Table is more like a class, right? Is that okay? Your table is more like a class, the classical team, right? And then you have column, you have name, and you have a year, right? So each, you have Yankees, you have Giants, and there is a year over there. So each of these is an object. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
And team itself is more like a class. But in the old day, in 1950 something, 60 something, they don't really know what's object and class. Okay, at that time we don't have that concept. Okay, so we actually set up these attribute tuple relation, and then we actually build some table. Okay, please do that. Okay, please do that. So now actually I have something that I have done. So this thing that I have done, actually I sent it to you already. So let me see. I sent it to you by email. Okay, so I'm going to put to my course online as well. I forget to do it since I haven't uploaded it there yet. So let me actually bring up my my example, the student class. Okay. So in chapter 12, if you download from the internet, I have the simple DB browser. Okay, over here I have the DB file. So this DB file, let me actually open by the DB program. Okay, so use the DB browser. Okay, so it comes with a student. Okay, and a subject. Okay, so let's look at the student. I have Tom Cruise and me over there, right? Tom Cruise, math 20 point, English 20 point. Okay, and I can change to subject. Okay, subject there is a CS30. Okay, so anyway, these are database that I have already created. And then over here, I also have the Excel file and SQL file being exported. So the relationship is like DB is your design file called DB, okay? And then you can export it for SQL, and this SQL can be sent to Java, can be sent to Python for future processing, okay? CSV file is the data file. The data file is a table. Table can actually be opened by Python or by Python pandas. Okay, so these are what we want to do. So basically you have DB file, SQL file, and that CSV file, and also maybe that JSON file. So JSON file can be opened by a web page. Okay, that's the relationship of these different files. But the design is in this DB file. Okay, the design is in the DB file. Okay, so that's what we have over there. So we actually have a student. Next one, we are going to look at SQL database. Okay. So SQL database, we basically would like to know about how to create data. Okay, how to create table, how to create data, how to retrieve data, how to update data, and how to delete data. Right? Basically, the life cycle for the data. Okay, structured query language is called SQL, also known as SQL. Okay, the SQL language is very powerful. So your input file actually can be read from outside to the Python program, right? And you can use the SQL database to store in a SQL file, right? So this program, Python program, is our topic today that we would like to develop, right? So this input can be the daily transactions, right? Every day, how much money you make, how much money you lost, right? And who deposit how much, something like that. And DB is the file you would like to actually manage. Okay, so today we use this one called SQLite. Okay, and version 3, so there's a SQL 3. Okay, but this SQL 3 is non-server, don't need server. So it's just like a normal Excel file. You can open, edit those kind of file. Okay, so we use DB SQLite browser. That's what I want you to download. Okay. So SQLite browser or DB browser is somewhat like an Excel program that can access your data. So you are managing it. And it's a lightweight program, so easy, okay? And you can use Python to generate R, Excel, or JS file, okay? So that's the single person management, okay? But on the website, it's totally different. On the website, some company will hire some DBA, database administrator. So they are someone who use database tools to manage the database. And database server actually is put onto the internet. So people browse through the database of Google, right? And use SQL to access it, okay? And user use a Java program, the JavaScript program to access the server, right? That's on the browser. And so these are internet environment. This one is a single person environment, okay? So DBA is a database administrator. This is one kind of a job. A lot of people take the DBA job, okay? And DBA is very important. It's almost like a centerpiece for a company. So if the top level DBA leave the company, then some company will have hard time to even operate, okay? And then database has some database model, or we call it schema, okay, schema. So that's when we create a database, we need to draw those relational schema first, okay? So that's, this one I don't talk too much, but actually I'm going to write this one called relational schema. And database in my day, when I was in college, is one course in sophomore year in college, okay? And today, I don't see any school just teach database because it's so easy. So, look like students need to learn it by themselves. Okay. In my day, there's a data processing course. There also is a database course. There's a data processing course, there's a database course. So the relationship is something like this. Okay, what I'm trying to find some image to show you. So it's just like your UML, the class definition. So here we have CPU, right? The CPU has the serial number. That's the primary key. PK is primary key, okay? And then hourly calls, frequency, brain core, how many core, right? Spec integer, spec flow, right? Cache 1, cache 2, that's CPU. Then there's a node. The node actually is IO node. So you have RAM, OS name, and then OS version, okay? So that's a node. And then there's a resource. Resource is it has a host name, right? So I think this one is a database for some computer environment, okay? So you can see that someone uses someone actually references someone. So these are the relations. Is that okay? Is that okay? So before we actually design it, we need to use a relational model to model our data, okay? And see which one is one-to-one mapping or one-to-many mapping, okay? So here's same thing. We have open, we have friend, we have field, we have several different data fields that we need to manage, okay? So that's that. And yeah, so these are the data model, okay? As a database model. And later, when we do AI has AI model, okay? You might hear someone who do a machine learning model, okay? That's a different kind of model compared to this database model. So the database model in the old day is quite simple, but now the kind of the AI model is way more complicated, okay? And then we have database system. Mostly we have Oracle, MySQL, and SQL Server, okay? And SQL Server is from Microsoft. MySQL is owned by Oracle now. And Oracle by itself has big database, and IBM has its database. Other than that, there are some smaller projects such as SQLite, Postgres, okay? These two are very popular, okay? Postgres is used by Django tool, okay? SQLite, I think a lot of people who don't want to pay money for the database will use this small project size SQLite, okay? And SQLite are supported by all these different companies, okay? So I think every company, when they develop their database product, they will consider SQLite first, okay? So SQLite is a very popular database. It's free, it's fast, it's slow, small, and it doesn't need any server at all, okay? And SQLite is embedded in Python. So there's no pip install to be done. No pip install to be done, okay? SQLite already in your Python, so there's no pip install, okay? So and then you can download this file. And here let's actually try to look at this Python SQL, okay? To run Python SQL, it's pretty simple, okay? You need to have a Python connector. Python connector need to drive the database, okay? So let's look at what is connector, okay? And for our system, we are going to use APSW, another Python SQL wrapper, okay? And in fact, do you really need to know about this? Actually, no. Your SQLite database on Python already has this, so don't worry about this different terminology. You just know you are using APSW. That's good enough, okay? So here, your data model, user's data model, will be actually accessing this data source DAO, okay? This DAO. Now this DAO is not Chinese letter, okay? Don't confuse that. This one is not Chinese letter. It's database access object, okay? It's not Chinese name, okay? It's called database access object. So it's just like regular expression. You create a regular expression and then do match. Remember that? It's an action agent object. Take it off. Amber, is that okay?
Yeah.
This is one kind of action object, so it's called DAO, okay? And it's similar to regular expression. You can create compile a regular expression to a action object, and then you use that to do matching, right? Then you don't need to compile every time. Similar to that, you need to have a data access DAO, okay? And then you connect to MySQL connector. The MySQL connector will connect to MySQL driver and MySQL driver drive database, okay? But for programmer, you just need to know about connector and DAO. That's good enough, okay? And if this model are being used in Python, it will look like this. There's a big MySQL database on the right. In the middle, there's a connector, and you have the Python program, okay? And some language doesn't need connector. There's one language that does not need this connector, and that's PHP. And PHP right now also still popular. It still takes about 80% of the browsers are using the website. 80% of the website are actually built by PHP. But you may think about, hey, since this PHP is so popular, then why people want to pay for the bigger database system? Okay, the answer is these are always just for small projects, really too small. So for those money-making cow, you will need the more advanced programming languages such as Java or Python. Okay, Google use Python. The Amazon use Java. Okay. So creating a database now, lesson 1, creating database, okay? So since you connect the SQL database file, may or may not exist. If it doesn't exist, when we connect the database, a database will be created for you, okay? The database will be created for you. So let's actually look at how to create a database, okay? So now here we have a program. So this one actually please download from your email, okay? I send it to your email, and there's a file called student. Where is the student? Student is when you download the file, chapter 12 DB. Okay, I zip it. So here I send it by email already. So you download it. There's a one called creating database. Okay, and inside here there's a student database. Okay. So let's try this one again. So let me try to create a different database now, okay? So here, let me bring up my VSC, Visual Studio Plus, okay? So here I'm going to actually create a new file, okay? And this new file I save as, so I'll put into my C drive and put into my EC underline learning, okay? And here, put into my Python here, chapter 12, okay? Chapter 12 here, I'm going to open a new file directly. Over here, let's call this one, okay? I'm using baseball, so let me actually still call it baseball, okay? So it's baseball project, okay? Inside of baseball, let's do BB create, okay? Because baseball create, okay? The file name need to name as Python file, okay? Okay, create let's just call it BB create, okay? And save, okay? So this BB create save. I'm going to copy this import scenes over. So import scene only have 2 scenes over there. It's actually import SQLite 3, and from SQLite 3 import error 2 scenes. Is that okay? So please use that from copy. Just copy, okay? There's nothing important there, so just copy. So here I'm going to actually put it here. Let me quit this one, okay? I'm going to put it over here, and I'm going to paste the main function name. Okay, so here don't create student, create baseball. Okay, for me, okay, for me I create baseball. So create baseball.cd. So here I need a create connection function. Okay, so create connection function is over here. The DB name is a database. Okay, database name, and I'm going to pass the database name over, and then initial condition I set the connection to be none, so not connected. Okay, then I will try SQL3.connect the DB file. And this DB file is the directory, right? The baseball.db. So right now I don't have this baseball.db under my directory. Okay, I don't have that. Let me go to my project directory. Okay. Okay, here I have this Python. Okay, under the baseball. Okay, under baseball I have BB create over here. So right now here I don't have database file. No, I don't have anyone. Okay, I don't have the database file. So it's going to create one for me, and if the creation is error, okay, cannot open the file, you print the error. Otherwise, if the connection is successful, I'm going to print that the database file is successfully connected. So here that's actually save all, okay, and then let me do right hand side run code, okay. So it said database is successfully connected. So here outside it create a baseball, okay. At this time I haven't insert anything to there. It's just a DB. There's no data field or nothing, right? Nothing. Since it's nothing, I'm going to actually open it with my DB browser, okay? With my DB browser, and when it is up, this DB browser, no table, no index, no view, no trigger, nothing, no data. Is that okay? And that one is created by my this one by my BB create, okay? And I keep it empty for a purpose, okay? So that one is okay. Any questions so far? So that one is actually using this Java language to create a database. Okay, it's quite simple actually. You just make connection with the file name, right? And then use that to create connection. If the connection actually successful, then we will actually create a database. Okay. Any questions so far? Any questions so far?
Nope.
It's creating a new database, okay? Okay, that's step one. So actually we make connection and then create database. And you can also create a database in memory, okay? This one I'm going to show you over here. I'm not going to actually do it again because this creating a database in memory not really openly used, okay? Because you can don't put the file name, put the colon memory colon. Is that okay? Don't put a database there. Put the colon-based database colon memory colon. That actually will create a database in memory. Okay, but it's not going to be useful. Okay. Any question? So second one, I'm going to create table. Okay, I have a database. In the next one, I'm going to create table. So here actually this is a BB create. I'm going to quit BB create. Okay, so here I'm going to create a new one. It's called BB table. Okay. I'm going to create a table for BB table, and then let's save it as a Python file. Okay. Okay, this one's good. And then the next one, I'm going to open the file. I'm going to actually open this Python file with that will actually take the create table. Okay. So let me copy it. Okay. This kind of program, please do not need to actually create. Okay. So let me press here. Okay. So basically, this one is still quite simple. So you still make the connection, pass over here. Okay. So actually, basically, you start to do main, and main function will actually make connection. So here, this DB name, there's a R over there. What's this R over there? Selena, you still remember when a string start with a R? What's that?
I don't remember.
R is for row string. So there's no backslash n. You don't need to have two backslash. One backslash will be enough if you use the R type. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's good for someone if you come from here, grab the address and copy. That would be good. Otherwise, you pass here, you have to put a backslash sign in order to create a pass. Is that okay? So here we have the create table, blah, 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 right? This create table, blah, blah, blah. So this actually are the create table things to create a data entry, and is the key contains. So here actually these things are in a string, right? Create project table, that's a string, right? So it is you connect the database and then actually create two tables, right? Is that okay? Create two tables. Let's try to do this one. So what do we have? We actually use what? Use MySQL, my DB designer. I create my DB designer, right? A moment ago over here, I have a SQL file, right? I have a SQL file. Let's open it, right? Remember this guy? So how about me actually copy these two guys over? That would be good, right? That would be good. So we use that to use a DB editor to create those table entry, right? And then we come back to here, right? Come back to here, actually, let me actually pass it. Yeah, so pass it. Then here I create this one's SQL create project table. No, this one is going to create team table, okay? And here, let me cut this one, the second one, let me cut it, okay? Second one is prayer table, okay? So let me cut this prayer table, put into here for the prayer table. Okay, so this one, let me change the name to prayer. So use the template we have, you will actually save time, okay? Any questions so far?
No.
So this one so far, it has 3 data fields, right? There's an ID, there's a name, 2 data fields, ID and name, okay? For the prayer table, right? And then here we have 3 data, ID, name, and year, right? So I actually export this file, this SQL definition from where? From my DB browser, right? So that one is quite useful because when you try to design Python file, you will need that. So here, connect DB, DB is the same, it's the project. No, this one I should actually use Facebook, okay? It's baseball.db, okay? So this one actually, let me see. Under the baseball now, I'm using the baseball.db, okay? So that's baseball.db, and then here there's the B, and we are going to create this one called team, okay? And let me see, this one is, I'm sorry, this one is create team table and player table, okay? Okay, so the two tables will be there, and I'm going to actually save them. And I'm going to run it, okay? So run it in terminal. Okay, all tasks completed, okay? All tasks completed. Let's go to my directory. At this moment, I should have two database, two tables, okay? So let me actually open with more at my DB browser, okay? So at this moment, let's see here. Let me see. I made a mistake. Let me actually try, go back, okay? So here, let me see, all tasks completed. So here this one's based on that, let me save all, okay? This one is under my baseball BB1, okay? Let me try to close it, okay? Close everything. Okay, let me run again. Okay, I run it, then let's go to here. Let me see, am I doing the right thing? Yeah. I'm not sure why it's still not there. Let me see. Okay, let me check. Okay. DB file it actually create baseball.db. Okay. Let me try this one. Okay. Maybe my directory is wrong. It posts to somewhere else. So let me actually copy this path over. Okay. So copy this path over past. And here I put a backslash. Okay. And let me save this one. Okay. And then let me run one more time. Okay. Run one more time. Okay, now let's go back to here and open this one. Yeah, I got it already. Is that okay so far?
Mm-hmm.
So what happened is that maybe the previous few run, I do not set up the right path. The database being saved to somewhere else. Okay. So what do we learn here? The table entry design, please do not go here to create SQL to design, right? What's wrong with this one? Very easy to make mistake, right? Right? So your DB browser is useful. You come here to design your own data fields, right? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Set the key, set the auto increase, set the unique flag, set the non-null. Once your table entry is complete design, export it to a SQL, and then let your Python to take over the SQL header. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay? Any question?
No.
No question? Okay, no question, good. Let's continue a little bit, okay? Let me see. So we create a database. Next one, I'm going to insert data in, right? Insert data in. So here we had a database, right? So here let's actually create another one. So new file, let's save as, this one, let's call it BB insert, okay? So BB insert, we actually save it to Python file, okay? BB insert. Okay, BB insert, same thing here. I'm going to actually open the insert file. So what I'm teaching you is actually right here. Please just copy, okay? You don't have that much time to actually really redesign every file, okay? It's so complicated, you will spend a lot of time. So just copy this whole thing over, okay? Just copy the whole thing over. And then you are going to pass over here, okay? Now, the first thing is the main function is okay. You come to here, the project DB no good, okay? So you are going to go to this directly with the baseball, okay? Copy over here, and then over here, let's put it over here, right? Pass, okay? So here you have a baseball / baseball.db, okay? So the database is correct right here, okay? Baseball / baseball.db, okay? Then we are going to create, make the database connection, and I'm going to create a new, team, new team. So I'm going to actually actually what? Create tuple and then put that project tuple into my project, okay? So here let's look at create project. So here we don't have the create project. Here we will actually do create team, okay? Create team, and here we should have a team, okay? So we pass the team over, and then we will do create team, okay? So right here, this command is become useless, okay? So here you say insert project, whatever over here. So what I'm going to do is like go to my baseball database, okay? Go to my baseball database, and here I go upstairs. I have this database SQL. Let me actually open it, okay? So here we will insert to, right? We will insert to this thing over, right? So let's copy insert to, okay? So copy insert to over. So that's the kind of the statement we want to have, right? So let's actually do this. So right here, let me close it, okay? So here, let me actually put it over here. Okay, that's the kind of insert statement I'm going to do, okay? So here, actually, up to the value, we do quote, okay? Quote, okay, so triple quote, okay? And then here you have 3 question mark. After the value, 3 question marks, so let's put 3 question mark there. Those are the entry you are going to enter data to, okay? Just think about it similar to your printf, your percentage D to printf, okay? Similar to that. So these two, actually, let's do go to make it basically a command, okay? It actually is a command. So we insert that something there. So SQL, and here I'm going to put my team over to last 3 entry, okay? My team over here to last 3 entry, okay? So that's okay. So here it has here actually, let's see. When I create this, here we have a 3 tuple, right? 3 tuple. So here actually I'm going to just create 2, insert 2 value. One of them actually is I believe one of them actually is the key. Actually, it's okay. Let me leave the key over there. So here we have a key, okay? So here I'm going to pass the team over and then create it. So here actually, let's create a team entry, okay? So this team entry, that's actually put the data. Let's put the data from here, okay? From here. Okay, actually, I should not do this, okay? Basically, if I want to do programming, I just use my own data, okay? I shouldn't be copied from the database because it doesn't make sense, okay? So here, let's do team. Okay. And then let's do, we have 3 teams, so let's actually do 3 teams, okay? So here I have team 1, okay, I have team 2, okay. This one let me call it team 0, okay. And I'm going to pass the team 0, team 1, team 2 over, okay. So here let me do team ID, team 0 ID, okay. Here we have team 1 ID. Here we have team 2 ID, okay. Okay, anyway, we should enter the data here, okay, but because we kind of cheated, so actually we just copy from the table I already created, okay. Usually you should put the data you want to enter to create table from Python, not really from existing table, okay. So the 3 teams that I created over here, team 1, team 0, team 1, team 2, okay? And then these 3 I create table since, okay? And that actually I create project and put it over there, okay? So now I don't have the task. So these 2 tasks, this project and create new team. So here it would be create players. Okay, so create player, I should have a P1 equals 3 entry, P2 equals 3 entry, right? P3 equals 3 entry, okay? So I have 3 player and I'm still copying from here. So number 1, baby loose, okay? Number 2, I have Willie Mays. Number 2 over here. Number 3, we have Barry Bonds. Okay, we have 3 player and we don't need these 2, right? We don't need these 2. So we are going to create task. So let's actually put P1, P2. Okay, here may return a player ID, but we probably don't need that. So here let's do create player. Okay. Create player. Okay, so the 2 function here we have create player and put your player over here, okay? And this command not needed, okay, so delete, okay? The SQL portion, you are going to create a insert data to there, so player is not the same as that. You pretty much will insert player like this over, okay? And put it over here, okay? So this is Barry Bonds and the 3, we put question mark there, so that just like printf, it will replace the data over there, okay? So here we are going to execute the player. So player, put the 2 number there, you are going to put the player to match the data and create, okay, database connection, right? Main function, and then pass these 3 functions to create project. So this project, we change name to create team, okay? Here we change it to create team. So basically, use the template to create something you want to have, okay? Well, database is like this, right? It actually is not super fun, it actually is quite tedious. So DBA's job is very tedious, okay? Take a lot of effort, but still need to be done very careful, okay? Very carefully. So let me actually save all, okay? Let me check one more time. DB pass into here, good. Okay, let me delete this one. We don't need that. And then good. Okay, and then insert a team with the 3 tuple. Let me delete this one. Probably we don't need it. Okay, and then put a team, execute it, and then prayer to data with prayer issued. Here your DB is this one. Create your baseball one, and then create a team. Create 3 tuple. Prayer create 3 tuple. So here we need a number 3. Okay. To create 3 prayers. Okay, good. Save, then time to run, okay? P3 is not defined. Let's see. Oh, I should do lowercase p3. Sorry, hold on, okay? Wrong again, okay? Let me see. Constraint, team ID not unique. Let me see. Team ID not unique. I think that because the database got corrupted, okay? The first time I run it, it already committed to it, okay? Let me bring up the database, okay? Let me bring up the database. So that's a database under here, okay? Let me actually use my tool over here to do manual adjustment. So browse data. Here we have 2 players, okay? Browse team, we have 3 teams. So here, let's see, we have 3 teams. Let me actually save one more time. Let's run code again, okay? Let me see, team. So let me see here, team 0, team. It actually connect team 0, SQ team. Go there, SQ team. Okay, let me do this inside the database. Let me create a database, okay? Manually, let me actually do over here. Let me do browse data, okay? So here, let me actually remove the data, okay? Go to team, let me remove all the data. So because I'm going to remove the data, so here both database should be no entry, okay? And now I actually do save project, okay? So this one baseball DB project, okay? And then here, let me, okay, good enough. The DB file, I think, is empty now, okay? So this one, let me keep it here, okay? Let me keep it here, and then let me run the Python one more time, okay? Because the data being clean. Okay, do that okay now. So let me actually go to the baseball. Because last time I may make a corruption, so actually they have duplication of data field. But now, yeah, now I redo it, they are back. Is that okay? Is that okay? So the browser is an editor. You can edit the data through browser, and you can also use program. But when your program is stable, you shouldn't continue to use your browser to edit it, okay? Here I'm in debugging mode. So first time I run it, it create 2 members. So actually, when I run second time, there's a duplication for insertion. So it's not allowed. So here, actually, I try to manually change it. But at least here, I change my database for project now, change it into using the create table, using into the insertion. Is that okay? Any question?
No.
No? Okay, so this one actually is for the insertion, okay? Elva, are you okay?
Yeah.
Is this database job fun or no fun?
It's interesting.
Interesting? Yeah. So next one, we are going to do updating the data. Updating data means some of data we are going to change, okay? some of the data we are going to change. So let's try change one data. Okay, it's one bit of it, one data frame. Okay, don't change too much. So BB create BB table, DB insert. So now let's create a new file called BB update. Okay, so let me save as. So Peter, are you okay?
Yeah.
Is this okay or not?
It's okay.
You like to do this kind of job or no?
It's okay.
Okay means probably not, right? It's okay. It's okay. I don't like to be a DBA though. I'm just a programmer. I don't like to become a DBA, okay? It's actually very tedious. So next one, we do update, okay? Update, we create an update script. Okay, the same thing, we are going to just copy the whole update script. So having a set of this original DB example is very important. So because you are going to use it over and again. Is that okay? Is that okay? So here we copy in the updates. These comments, I think right now I just delete it. Okay, we don't need that many things. Okay. So here where okay. So let's actually change it. Okay, about that. Okay, other related to data. Okay, other related to data. So now let's do it. Okay. So here let me bring up. Let me see. The first thing I need to find a directory. So directory is over here. Let me copy it. Okay. To change the database path. Okay. So the change database path is over here. Path. I need to do slash. Okay. This project I change it to baseball. Okay. Okay, that's the database I have. So now I'm going to change update task. No, I'm not going to update task. How about let me update player? Okay. And I'm going to change the number 3. I say that number 3 very bounce that I don't like him, right? I don't like him. So how about change it to myself? That actually is more famous, right? So change this guy, okay? So the change player here, I'm going to change player. Okay, set priority, no, basically set square ID equal question mark, okay? So here I'm going to set my name. Other than that, I have nothing else, right? And this one is update prayer. And this one's update prayer. Okay, and this whole thing is update with prayer. It's okay here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a prayer being updated, and then DB connection. Okay, easy. Update prayer. Set the ID equals something. I reset the prayer with the name, right? And the prayer is just name and rank, right? 3 data. Okay, let me look at the database one more time. Okay. But database actually is the essential part for any system. Okay, so it's the ID, PID, and name. Okay, so what I will need to do is like it's not ID, it's actually called PID. Okay, so here put PID. Lowercase, okay. SQL is an old language, so lowercase actually is okay. Nothing wrong. Okay, let me check one more time, not to commit error. Okay. Update here, you put the data table name, okay, and criteria, query criteria, what data you want to do, okay, and then set the data here, okay, so that's okay, and the data I'm updating is this way. So not good, okay, not good. Let's actually do wrong code, okay. Oh, there's something wrong. Let me see where wrong. Where there's a syntax error. There's a syntax error near where? Syntax error near where? I think here we have a comma, right? Here we have comma. Let me bring up the original query stuff. It actually comma, comma. Oh, the last one don't have a comma. The last one shouldn't have a comma. I'm sorry. So last one shouldn't have a comma here. Okay. Okay. I don't know whether the database being corrupted or not, but let's see. Okay. The last one should not have a comma. Okay. These are some minor detail. So someone like me, I'm not doing it every day, may make mistake. Okay. Let me quit it. Okay. I'm not a daily database operator, so sometimes I'm not that good to remember everything over there. Hey, still very bang. What comes? Let me save all, okay? So set name, update where, set name, code list, and then where question mark, okay? And then here we have connection 3 here. Let me check the data here, set priority. So actually, I think it actually should be beginning and ending date. So actually it should be the other way around. So let me try this one, okay? Let me try this one. Let me try this one, okay? So let me try save all. Okay, and let's run again. Okay, this DB, let me close it, okay? Let me actually go to my database, okay? It's very time consuming to do this DB job, okay? So go to the database, go to here, okay? Open DB browser, okay? So as you can see, DB browser is extremely important. Yeah, here, every job we put here. Is okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next one, we are going to do query. Query is just get term method. So query is not going to change data, so it's okay. So here, let's actually save us. Okay, save us VB query. Okay, VB query is to export the data. Okay. So VB query. I'm going to open this one. Okay, same thing. I'm opening the this one. I'm opening the query one. Okay. So when you do the question mark, please follow the order, okay? Previous one, I did not follow the order. So that's why it has some trouble, okay? So here, let me pass it, okay? Same thing here. I still need to change the DB location, okay? So come here, copy the address, okay? That's the first thing we check. The DB location need to be changed, okay? And then here, /base 4, okay? So that's good. I'll open that, okay, open that. So here it do 2 query. I don't have time to do 2 query, okay? So let me actually delete one, okay? I just want to do 1 query, okay? Query by name, okay? Query prayer by name, okay? Query prayer by name. Okay, so here, let's see. This one we have select by priority. We set the DB here, so this one actually use this. Let me delete it, okay? The DB connect. So select, let's do select prayer, okay? Okay, here let's do select all from prayer, okay? From prayer data table, okay? And then fetch every row and print every row. Okay, this actually priority is more complicated, so let me delete it. Okay, I don't want to do this select priority. You can read that because I have a sample code, so you can read that. But this one let me delete it. Okay, so here is just actually select prayer. Okay. And select prayer here I have 1, but this one I don't need to have a parameter. So this one I mean actually delete it. Okay, delete it. So here select prayer by name, select actually query all prayers. Okay. So open the database, set up a connection, select prayer, and select prayer here. Use the connection cursor and then cursor do this job and get the data all for each row, and for each row print the row. Okay, that's it. So that's actually save all. Okay, and that's wrong. I have a typo. Okay, so I have a typo. And it's a select table from prayer. Okay, prayer. Save all. Okay, wrong again. Yeah, got it. So 3 prayer got selected. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Last one, very last one. Very last one is delete. Okay, we query, now next one is delete. Okay, so let me open the delete updating. We update already, so now next one is deleting. Okay, deletion. So deletion script. Okay, last one deletion script. Copy. Okay. So here let me do create bb delete. Okay, save as. This one called bb delete. Okay, number 1, I did not teach SQL so far because it's a totally different language. Okay, so what I am trying to do is just teach you how to actually do the Python to operate SQL executions. Okay, so you can see that I'm focused on that. Delete task by ID. Okay, by ID. Delete task by ID. So here here I should actually delete prayers. Okay, so here delete prayer, and I'm going to delete the prayer because the prayer is prayer ID. So here I need to put PID. Okay, so here PID is a single tuple, single element tuple. So it is a common tuple. Okay, so delete all tasks. Delete all tasks. I think we don't perform it. Okay, just perform one deletion. Okay. I'm not going to delete everything there. Okay, just delete one person. Moving so fast. Okay. Okay, delete one prayer. So here we are not going to delete every prayer. So delete all prayer, delete. Okay. So here let me remove the number 2, the Willie maze. Okay, let's delete the Willie maze. That's it. I see everything look correct now. This is database. I need to change directory. Okay, so here, let's see. So develop a database, you need to keep using a simple database to tune your scripts until your script is completely healthy. Okay. Okay. Anyway, that actually about it. Okay. So I'm going to run it. Okay. Run it. The delete task. Wait. So here let's do delete prayer. Okay. TD prayer not defined. TD prayer. TD prayer. I'm sorry. Typo. PID not defined. PID. Oh. Okay. Here I need a PID. Okay. Okay, good. Done. Okay. So I'm going to go to my database. Open with. So now look at my prayer. Oh, number 2 got deleted. Is that okay? Any question?
No.
Okay, so what do we learn today? Selena, what do we learn today?
How to make a table using DB browser.
Yes, good. And then
And
you can
do insertion with the Visual Studio Code using the data from DB browser.
Yeah. Using the Python code to do it, right? So Python code we create, including creating a database, then creating table, then insert data, right? And then change data, then update data, and then query data, right? And then at the end, delete some data from it. So basically, these are the basic operation that you would maintain your database. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, doing programmer for data science or data program database is daily routine, is something like this. Okay, you keep changing your database, pick up the data, trying to use different tools to operate the data, and hook up your database with the program. Is that okay? So today we really show you a pretty simple, tiny database, but that actually complete this task, right? We complete this chart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Amber, are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we do a homework doing a database? Yes or no? Too much?
Sure.
You can try, okay? You can think about your own database, right? 3 Pokemon, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
3 Pokemon or 2 Pokemon, okay? So you can try, and then you try to modify different script to actually run it. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Don't try something too big, okay? Too big, you actually cannot handle it, okay? Just try 2 Pokemon, 3 Pokemon. And you can put more data here. Here, I just put the name and ID. Probably not enough, okay? You can put some feature for it, something like that, okay? Play around it, okay? Albert, are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah? So you probably also need to do some exercise, okay? Because this database is very practical. I think that if you go to college to study database, you will need it, okay? And other students, you guys, if you go in for hackathon or some data science study, okay, data science study is not like this. Whatever we are talking about right now is called database. Database is not data science, okay? Two are different things. Database is actually bolts and nuts. You handle the driver, handle the program doing this, right? Data model is over here. You try to do trending, right? Mathematical analysis, right? But you do need the support from here. But this side more math, data science more math, more modeling, more AI. This side very tedious. It's like technician's job. Is that okay? But for you to do hackathon project, you need both. You need to be able to do the AI. You also need to be able to handle the database. Okay? And today we teach you a non-server database called SQLite Suite. Okay? And usually on the website, they need a server, and the server actually will automatically detect a JavaScript request and then do respond. Okay? to response. And this kind of SQLite, usually PHP will operate it. It's a little bit easier, okay? How about Ryan, are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah? So if you have any question, let me know, okay? How about Ophelia and Jessica, are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ophelia, your summer camp is starting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good luck, okay?
Okay.
How about Jessica, your summer camp, what's the status right now?
We're like basically done. We have a presentation this Thursday and our papers due, I think, this Sunday.
Okay, good. So you are almost done, okay?
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, so these are the data science, okay? We will continue the next time to work on more database related issue, but we'll not touch Python anymore, okay? We may go to use pandas or something else. My job here is to introduce you into the whole Python database world, right? That is the purpose for CSP, computer science principle, to expose you to some degree of the every field in computer science, okay? And later we do HTML and JavaScript. And then once we have good programming capability, then we go back to work on the easy portion of the computer science principle, the theoretical part to study the multiple choice. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if no question, that's it for today. Is that okay? Or you want to do Python coding back, I'm fine. Anybody want to stay to do Python coding back? Hello? No? Anybody? No? If no, then that's it for today. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Good night then. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.